There are probably some things that you are calling a financial emergency that you should actually really be planning for. Like when your car needs an oil change. That's something you can expect is going to happen at some point. You should be planning for it. Or when you need a new computer. That's not exactly an emergency. You know the computers are going to need to be replaced at some point, and so you should be planning ahead for that. Or when you buy and ship your mom an expensive birthday present. Not exactly an emergency. Birthdays come like clockwork every single year. There's a way to plan ahead for these and other expenses so that you don't have to scramble to come up with the cash that you need, and you can spend that money guilt-free on something that you need or want. You might have heard the term sinking fund before, but have no idea what it means. A sinking fund is basically a fund where you set aside money every single month for a specific purchase. Maybe you're saving money to buy a house, so you might have a sinking fund for a house. Maybe you and your friends are planning a summertime rendezvous in Napa, and so you set up a sinking fund to save little by little every single month to have the money for that trip to Napa. Maybe you know that your car registration costs a couple $100s every single year, so you could start saving money little by little every single month so that when the time comes, you can renew your car registration and have all the money that you need to do that. You can set up a sinking fund for literally any expense that you anticipate will come up in the future that you want to save for little by little. Think gifts, car maintenance expenses, a new phone or computer, a birthday party, the vet, an expensive bridesmaid's dress for your cousin's wedding, or even speeding tickets. If you know that you're prone to get speeding tickets, start saving for them. You can set up a sinking fund for literally anything. I sometimes call sinking funds short-term savings because, was that too many quotations? Short-term savings? There we go. Oh geez. I sometimes call sinking funds short-term savings because it's something that you're saving for that you anticipate is going to come up in the future, but you fully intend to spend that money sooner than later on the designated purpose. Saving money in a sinking fund actually gives you permission to spend that money because you have been saving for a specific purpose. You don't have to feel bad about spending it when that need comes up. In just a second, I will explain to you how I figure out how much money I should be saving monthly for each of my sinking funds. But before I get to that, I wanted to let you know that I do have several free workshops coming up if you're interested in learning how to set up your own personal financial system. If you want to check out what free workshops I'm offering coming up, you can check out what is available at automatetoabundance.com/workshops. In order to set up a sinking fund, first estimate how much money you will need for that specific purchase. Then you can determine how many months you have to save, and you can divide the amount of money that you need by the number of months you have left to save to find out how much money you should be setting aside monthly for that particular sinking fund. So if I know that I want to buy a new laptop that I estimate will cost about $700 and I want to buy it by January 2022 and it's currently February 2021, I have about 10 months left to save. March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, because I want to be ready to buy it in January. So I have 10 months left to save. So I can take $700 that I need for the laptop, divide it by the 10 months I have left to save to find out that I need to save $70 a month in order to have that $700 to buy a new laptop come January 2022. What I really like about sinking funds is that they make spending money fun and not stressful. So by the time January 2022 rolls around, I can choose whatever laptop I want that's under $700 because that money's already there. I don't have to feel guilty about spending it. Instead of feeling stressed about where the money is going to come from, I can just enjoy the experience of spending the money that I've worked so hard to save. Setting aside a little bit of money every month makes big purchases a breeze, and it makes it so much easier to budget for these expected emergency expenses. Expected emergencies do not have to be panic-inducing. Start by brainstorming what kinds of things you can imagine you will likely have to pay for in the future. Then estimate how much money you would need for each of these categories and how many months you have to save that money or till you will need that money. Divide the estimated amount by the number of months you have left to save to figure out how much money you should be setting aside for each of these sinking funds every single month. I would love to hear about some of the things that you think that you might want to start a sinking fund for, so let me know in the comments below. In a future video, I'll talk about some of the sinking funds I have and where exactly I put that money while I'm saving it. If you want to be the first to know when that video uploads, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And in the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, I know you need to check out this one here because you're gonna love it.